This program was brought to you by PennyMac TPO. Visit tpo.pennymac.com to learn more about becoming a partner and starting your journey to greatness. With the people, products, and technology to take you there, it's why they say, at PennyMac, greatness lives here.
Welcome to The Interest. I'm Mike Savino, and this is Las Vegas. We are here at Planet Hollywood on location for Originator Connect. The event starts on Friday. We have some pre-conference events happening on Thursday. And for a full look at everything going on this week, we go inside to our own Christine Stewart.
Thanks, Mike. We have a lot of exciting panels for you to attend when you get here. A few of those panels will be focused on technology and how best to use it. Our own Sarah Wolak talked to some experts about how it keeps changing the industry.
Technology is changing faster than we can adapt, which means that new tech is hitting every industry, including the mortgage industry. Pavan Agarwal, CEO of SunWest Mortgage Company, created his own artificial intelligence system called Morgan, which aims to personalize financial transactions through automated learning.
I think the real exciting part here is that computers actually do a better job of figuring out how we feel.
Agarwal says that Morgan was designed nearly 4 years ago to provide customers with an interpersonal experience. Instead of being a cold lender, Agarwal says that Morgan's interface is almost human, using cues like keystroke and tone of voice to empathize with customers.
If you need a loan for a consumer, you're part of their family for the next 30 years. I mean, we service 99.9% of our loans, and we keep that servicing for a long time.
Agarwal says a mortgage is a relationship between lender and customer, and that's why AI has a place in the mortgage industry. Agarwal can't have face-to-face interaction with all of his customers. Morgan can.
When we laid out the architecture in the 90s, one of the key things was capture the data, capture every loan scenario, capture every twist and turns in our database in a way so that it could train an AI in the future.
Agarwal will be at Originator Connect in Las Vegas, which starts August 19th.
One is how technology is really fundamentally changing your consumer interaction. The same argument would have been made in the 90s about if there was a presentation on the internet and taking loan applications and interacting with the customers or the internet. In the early 90s, people were like, okay, what is that? I don't understand it.
So will Flowify, and they'll be talking about their mortgage automation and point-of-sale software.
Flowify, in my opinion, is the most robust point-of-sale customer experience solution out there. And so we're looking forward to, the attendees coming by, and we are booking strategy sessions with them to sit down and understand their business, what their challenges are, what their needs are, what their desires are for growth, and especially when it comes to their tech package.
Dan Goldman says he is head of sales at Flowify. He says anyone at Originator Connect will see firsthand how the company is saving lenders time.
If you look at our system, and as robust as it is and as many options as there are from a configuration standpoint, I'm not using the word customization, but configuration, because it is probably the most configurable out there.
With the market slowing down, Goldman says that now is the perfect time for mortgage professionals to reevaluate their technology and their cost efficiency.
I look at our software specifically as a solution for some of those folks that unfortunately may have done some reductions in staff, right? They may have had to let go a loan officer assistant, or had to let go, somebody on their processing staff. Well, Flowify can allow you to automate many of the steps that some of those individuals may have been doing for the loan officer.
For the Mortgage News Network, I'm Sarah Wolak.
Technology doesn't recognize race, which means we have to work to fix disparities. We always thought homeownership was a great equalizer. Own a home and you'll acclimate wealth. Our own Mike Savino talked to experts about whether even there gaps exist.
Pretty sizable wealth accumulation gap between our white homebuyers and our minority homebuyers.
Owning a home is often seen as a great way to build wealth, but a new study by 3 college professors found that's not even across the board.
I think the surprising part was, the gap. So how quickly that gap in wealth retention or accumulation kind of grows.
University of Tennessee finance professor Ashley Eldemeyer wasn't surprised to find disparities in the wealth accumulated between Black and white homebuyers,
but she was surprised at how quickly it happened. The study looked at buyers who got homes thanks to vouchers from HUD, so all the buyers met the same financial criteria and requirements.
Certainly, it's financial counseling that's administered by the PHAs. They also have to show that they've got 2 to 3 years of a stable, consistent employment.
All buyers accumulated more wealth than when they rented, but the study found white home buyers had $4,600 more wealth than minority homeowners, and the gap formed within 2 to 3 years.
The primary driver of the wealth gap is embedded in the appreciation that's coming from their home values.
The biggest factor, according to Eldemeyer, location. White households using the HUD program got homes in neighborhoods where values go up faster.
It's not the case that homeowners aren't paying their mortgages or paying their taxes. It's not the case that they are not maintaining the properties.
But Eldemeyer says originators can help buck this trend. First, they can push back on assessments that seem too low. They can also work with public housing authorities to help home buyers take advantage of programs and get the most out of their vouchers.
If I just have never been through the process before, it's unreasonable for anyone, I think, to expect that there'll be the same fluidity in that process.
You can hear more from Eldemeyer on Wednesday's episode of Gated Communities, the Mortgage News Network's podcast looking at how to help underserved borrowers. For the Mortgage News Network, I'm Mike Savino.
And finally, Redfin is reporting about 16% of home purchase agreements were called off in July, the highest rate in 2 years. Nationwide, roughly 63,000 home purchase agreements fell through in July. And the National Association of Home Builders is reporting that new home construction fell in July by more than forecast, to the slowest pace since early last year. Residential starts dropped 9.6% last month, and applications to build declined 1.3%. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
This program was brought to you by PennyMac TPO. Visit tpo.pennymac.com to learn more about becoming a partner and starting your journey to greatness.
For more on these and all of today's top stories, go to mortgagenewsnetwork.com.